Hi Kishore.
Hi, Anil.
So yesterday, the other day, we discussed about how to load the data from the HTTP. HTTP is nothing from the websites to the ADLS Gen 2, right? Okay, so I'll just go through on a high level. Okay, so next is what we discussed on the other day is if suppose there is some COVID data in the websites, how we want to load the data into the our Azure storage account. That's a ADLS Gen 2. So for that one, we need to create the pipelines, right? So for that one, we will be discussing the how to create the pipeline and how to create the linked service and to create the data sets. So the first day when I was talking, I was also telling what is the data sets and what is the linked service, right? So we'll go to the portal and try to create a. So this is the Azure portal now, ADF portal. So on the first day, we created the linked service. What is the linked service? Is the linked service which is used to connect to this HTTP connect. See, actually, so this is the website. This is the website. Okay, this is the GitHub URL. In this website, we have the folders. We have a different folders. So this is the path in this directory. If I go to here, cloud and ECDC data, and this is the file format. These files we need to fetch it. Okay, you're getting right next. See, this is the file format. What I'm trying to tell is from the HTTP from the websites, we want to load the data like the CSV file to the ADLS Gen 2 folder. That's our requirement for this today. Okay, so so this is the base URL, raw HTTP hub user content. From there, you have this country response and everything. If I go here, if I just try to get this right in the URL, this is the public access. You can have this. This is the folder CloudBox Academic COVID-19. This is the complete, and this is the file name. From here, this is the file name. Okay, this is the complete file. So we have different files in this path. If you look at here, ECDC data, we have different files: case deaths, country response, hospital admissions, and the testing CV. These are all the files we want to load it. First, we'll try it only with the one file. We'll load this CSV file into our ADLS Gen 2. The ADLS Gen 2 is nothing but in the this format here. So this is our container, right? So this is the home page. If I go to the home page, this is our storage account. And in this storage account, if I go to the containers, this is our container. Once I go to the container, this is the container name and this is the folder which I want to place. So this is the file, actual file. If I want, I'll just delete everything and you will reload it again, okay, from here. So here we are nothing, we just want to load the data. So this is the high level plan. So this is our source HTTP and this is in the CSV file format, and using the ADF pipeline, we built the linked service for this one, and the target linked service also we have this data set for the ADLS Gen 2, and we will be creating this source data set. That's a HTTP data set, and we'll use the copy transformation and load the data into the ADLS Gen 2. We need to create two data sets. One is the source data set, and the other one is the target data set. The target in our case is ADLS Gen 2. The source in our case is HTTP connector, right? And we are loading it here in the Azure data lake in the folder format. See, this is the target CS file. Are we good? So for
Yeah,
this one, see, this is the one. So I'll just here this already. I'll just delete this file format. I'll delete this file, okay? So that will place the file there. So we have, so in the linked service, I've created a linked service on the other day. So for the linked service, this is the base URL. This is the base URL, and also we have the relative URL. This is the relative URL. I'll make this as a base URL. Okay. So this, first of all, we created a linked service for the source, and also for the target, we have the linked service. This linked service, this is the path, complete path and the storage account and everything. Okay. Now, what is our next task is to create a data sets. Are we correct, Kishore? So the first
Yeah.
we discussed. So
Hmm.
what is, so for the source
HTTP.
data set, HTTP. I'll create a HTTP connection here. And what is the format we have in the source?
CS.
Okay, I'll take the CSV here. Okay, I'll name it as DS underscore HTTP. I'll make it as COVID data here. Okay, and the linked service, I'll take this one as a ls HTTP open data ECDC. See, in the relative URL, what we need to give here is, if I go here, from here, we need to give the relative URL. Are you getting right? See, this is the base URL. From here, it is the base URL. And from here, we need to give the relative URL.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll go here and I will give the relative URL here and import schema. So we are not worried about schema. I'll just make it as okay. And we want to load the country response file in the Gen2. Okay. Now we are able to create a source data set, right? Now I'll
Yeah.
just publish these changes. So every time when you do any component created newly, just publish it. Otherwise, those changes will not be reflecting. It will not be saved. Okay. And now, once I've created a source data set, what will the next task? To create a target data set, right?
Targeted.
Now I am creating a
Yeah.
target data. So this is the target data set. And the file format I want to load it is the CSV file format. Okay. And I'll name as DS dataset underscore Gen2 COVID data. Okay. And the linked service, we already have this one. So I'm using this linked service. So I'll give the browse the path here. So this is the container, right? So in this one, ECDC new cloud dictionary, and this one
Main.
blob.
Main.
Okay. Till here. Oh, what's happening there? Till main only we have, right? Okay. Let me see the file name.
Repeating.
I think is it duplicated? Let's see. ECDS
Yes.
data. Okay. This is not required. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. And the file name, it will get it dynamically from that place. Okay. So,
Okay.
so this is none. We're doing it here. So now what we've done is we created a source data set, the target data set. What will be our next task is to create a pipeline, right?
Yeah.
So I'll go here and create a new pipeline, and I'll name the pipeline as PL underscore HTTP to Gen2 COVID data. Okay. I'll give the file name here, and I can just close everything here. So this is my path. So what activity I need to take here? What I want to do? What is the activity which I need to do here? Copy, right?
Copy.
Yeah, we want to copy the data. See here. So I'll name it as COVID data. Okay. So which here I'm not touching anything here. Let's go here down. Activity, description, nothing is required, and I'll go to the source. The source data set which we create. The source is
HTTP.
DS. Yes, this is and the method which we need to use by default is
Get.
get. And the sync, I'm going here. Sync, I will be selecting Gen2, DS data set Gen2. Okay. Nothing I'm doing it here. And the mappings, nothing is required. We are just trying to dump the data in the Gen2, right? Okay. Now I'm publishing the changes. Okay, now we are good. So what is our plan is, so here in this location, we need to get the data. Okay, otherwise what I'll do, let's delete this one. It will generate it automatically. Okay. Let's see if fails or pass. Now I want to load this in this path. It should create a folder and it should load it, right? So for this one, what I'll do, I'll execute this pipeline. Okay. Now the pipeline got executed. Let's see what it has done. I'll refresh this. See, I don't have the this folder. I got the ECDC new folder, cloud, COVID data, blog, main, cloud academy, this one. And if I see the file here, country response file. You can validate the file with the same. See here. You can check the file here also. The same file. You can just take the data in the notepad and just check the first 100 lines or 10 lines, anything. If you look at here. Okay. See, we have everything there. If you can just take these two data in the notepad and you can just see the count here in the last 905, and it's here also it will be the same. You can, if you copy it into the notepad, right? We're good, right, Kishore?
Yeah,
Did
yeah,
you understand
we are
everything?
good. Yes, yes. I'm
Oh,
getting it.
okay. So now what I'll do, this one, see, now we are good. Like, see, for one case, like, see, if it is a one file or two files, if you do it in a single pipeline, that's fine. But the challenge will be if you want to do for the 10 files in this case. Say suppose there are 100 files in this path. In this path, let's assume not only 5, we have around 100 files.
Okay.
So for this one, if we want to do, what we need to do, we need to create like around 200 components, right, in the ADF. Why? We need to create, a new data sets here. Yes. We need to create a new data set for the next one, and we need to create a source data set, target data set, and also we need to create this pipeline, right? Means
Yes.
for one file, we need to have another 3 components. Means if I want to load 100 files, it will be 300 components, right? New components.
Yeah.
So instead of doing like multiple objects, creating the multiple objects here, so what we can do is with the help of the parameters and the variables, we can load with this one mapping by creating the parameters and the variables. With the single pipeline, we can load all these files by just passing the file names as a variables.
Okay.
Okay, this is what happens in the real time. Like, see, for the 100 files, they will not create the 100 pipelines. They will be having
Okay.
these file names will be placed in the one JSON file. That will be a configuration file, and from there, using the lookups, we will be doing. But in this case, now as of now, there are 5 files, right? We will be using the file names as a input, as a variables, and pass them, and we load them with a single pipeline, not creating the multiple pipelines. This is
Okay.
called as an automation, right? See,
Okay.
why people will build this is all the time waste, right, for everyone. So building the multiple pipelines. No. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So for this one, what I'll do is leave the existing ADF as this one. So I'll just go to this PPT. So if you look at here, so here I need to create if suppose there are 5 files, I need to create 5 data sets. I need to create 5 target data sets, right?
Yes.
Correct. And I need to create 5 copy data activity, right? 5 pipelines. Means
Fine.
here if you see 15 objects will be, 15 new components will be, you need to have it. Instead of doing that, what we can do here, we can use the parameters and the variables. So those are the very, very important on a day-to-day project work also. see at the end, everyone wants to be automated, correct?
Yes.
So for this one, see, this is the parameters. So parameters are nothing but the external values passed into the pipelines or data sets or linked services. The value cannot be changed. The variables are the values passed inside the pipeline, are the internal values set inside a pipeline. These values can be changed inside the pipeline. Means in the variable value, you can give the file name so that will take as an input and load it to this path.
Okay.
Shall we see an example?
Yeah.
See, I'll just close everything here. Okay, I'll just try to refresh. So we are good. We got the country response file, but we want all the other files like
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, another 4 files we have it. So instead of creating the multiple data sets and the multiple pipelines, I'll just try to automate this one. How we need to automate here? This is the, see, I'll take it as a Gentoo. Here, what I can do here is in the parameters, we have the parameters, right? I'll go to the parameters and I'll create a new parameter saying that this is the relative URL.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is relate. Okay. Now in the connections, I'll go here inside in this, I'll copy this path. Okay.
Mhm.
Just copy this path in the notepad. Okay. This is the country response file which we give. Instead of this one, I'll give this one. How I need to do? I'll just take everything and I see we have this dynamic content means here see if we have the parameters. So what it says is at the rate dataset dot,
Relative URL. Okay.
see the first on the first day I told you, do you remember object dot method? Everything follows the same way here. If you see here, if I just take this one, this
Mhm.
is equivalent to just take very. So this is equivalent to object. See what is object dot method, right? Everywhere this one only follows. See the data set is object, right? So
Yeah.
at the rate we need to give at the rate, and this is the object name dot relative URL is the method. What you want to do? Everywhere you see any language, Kishore. So this is the base funda there. Object dot method. So
Okay.
data set is the object, and this is the method. Is it correct or
Method.
not? So data set is object right here
Yes.
or a
Obvious.
component. So in the
Exactly.
Java terminology, we call it as the object data set. Relative URL is we are doing that work. Method means you want to do that. You want to execute that one, right?
Yes.
Right. Everywhere, see, if you talk about Java, .NET or anything, this is the base one, object dot method. So that's what the data set is the object. In the data set, everything for object, this will be open and close brackets. If you see that metadata and the other ones also, we have this open and close bracket, right? This one.
Mm.
Dot your relative URL means this is the method. Okay. now,
Okay.
now I've created a, okay, okay, close this one. So now we created a data parameter for the source one. Now I need to create the same one, right? For the target. Here, I'll go to the parameters and I'll create a new parameters. I'll give it as file name. I'll give it as target file name. Correct? The connections, I'll go here. The dynamic, I'll give it as a target file. Means
Yeah.
it should take this as a dynamic file.
Okay.
Correct? And the copy data. Now, what we need to do, we need to go to the copy data. In the mappings, we need to give them, right?
So.
So this one.
Okay.
So for this one, what we need to give here, we can give the value, the relative URL. So now we have already done the country response, right? So instead of country response, can I take the second one?
Yeah.
SSDES, so that it will be loaded the second file, right? For us. Okay. In the sync, here the target file I'll name it as the same country response, this one. Correct? Okay. So we are good, right?
Yes, yes.
Sure. So here
Yeah,
what
yeah,
we done is
get it.
in the copy data here bar, in the source, in the data set level, I have given the hard coded the values.
Okay.
See, in the data set level, see the parameters of the external pipelines in the data sets or linked service, the values cannot be changed inside the pipe. So once you
Okay.
publish this one, it cannot be changed. Means what I'm telling is this one, once we have done it right, so our
Yes.
intention is to make that as a dynamic. So cases this should be loaded from the HTTP point to the sync data, the Gen2 data, right?
Yeah.
So I started publishing. So I'll debug this one. Let's see what happens. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll go here, try to refresh. Okay, again it got created one more. Okay, we have this country response and also we have the cases deaths. Sorry, you have it here. Cases deaths. This is the file, right?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes, yes, yes.
This is the file which we got it. Look at here the file, right? So till now we are good.
Okay. So we got multiple times as right folders, right?
One second. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Cloudbox, log. In
See,
this one we have the no. In this one you have the country response file. This is a different file.
okay, country. So in this, in the next one, case states.
Yes, case deaths.
So it
Here,
doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't impact anything.
no, it doesn't impact. Let's go with my Cloudbox. Let's delete this one and see. So now the time is the ECDC data and the Cloudbox log main. We have 9:39. It's got loaded. Let's run the pipeline again. So it should the time should get changed here. 9:39 it should get changed, right?
Mm.
9:41.
Mm.
Same path. Okay. ECDC data log main. This is it. So till now we are good, right?
Yeah.
So now what we are doing is we created a nothing we have done new here. We just created a source data set and we created in the data sets we have added the parameters, right?
Okay.
Here in the case of parameters we added the parameters. What if case what we can do? Can we add the parameters at the pipeline level using the what you call see this is the one. So instead of using inside the pipeline, can we use it outside the pipelines also with the help of the variables, right?
With the help of variables, we can do.
Yes, that's what we'll do here. Let's go here. See, this is the variables we have. I'll create two variables. One is the source URL is the one. The second one is the target file name, right? Which I want to. Okay. Now I've given these two. Here I can give it here.
Hmm.
So means this is the parameter and this is the value. Means this is the parameter and this is the variable. This is the key value.
Key
JSON
value.
files. JSON
JSON
files.
file.
Is it you are getting it? Did we get it there? Everything backend it works in the same way here. If you look at here, so we hard coded it, right? Right. So here in the variables, I'll take it as a file. Means this is the key and this is the value. Are we good?
Yeah, yeah.
So now I'll
Once can you go back and
do it
just
again.
yeah, do it again.
Okay. See what we need to do here is when you click on this, I'll just
Okay.
okay. Now if I go here, I close this. If I click on this, so once you click on this, you will get the variables here. Here I've created +1 and I've given the new variable. That's it. Nothing more than that.
Okay.
So see, I close this. Okay. This is the pipeline which you are interested. And if I see here, there is a variable. Here I
Mhm.
gave the two variables. Means in the parameters, we don't have the parameters here. And here I gave the two variables. And again in the source, instead of giving the hard-coded value, I've given the variable here. If you see here, see, at the rate
Yes, yes.
variables, and we have the source URL, the variable name.
Got
Correct? So
it.
here we gave the variable here only. Let's go here. The variables, I've gave the source URL, right? The variable name. And if I click on this, and if I click on the source, it is like variable at the source, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Click on OK. The same way sync also we created this. Now I'll try to validate this and I'll try to add this to the trigger now. So let's trigger it once. Okay. We started this one. So but there we need to have the values, right? We didn't give any values. It should fail. Hmm? Just now when it got completed. What data it loaded? Let's see. So when this file loaded 941, right? It didn't load anything. See, this is the one. This is just the junk data. Okay. Now I'll tell you this one. So we need to give the. So I just want to test it. That's it here. Okay. Go to the edit. Here we need to create a pipeline triggers here on top of this. Let me just do the triggers here. 1 second. Now. What we want to do is on the runtime we need to give the value there. So what is the value? These two values. Of this one, we need to give the other URL. This one as a URL for the source URL and the target file. This one as we need to give here, right?
Hmm.
1 second. No?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah. I'll just give the default value here. Okay. and here I'll give as a target file path, right?
Mm.
The variables.
Yeah.
Now it got published. So let's run. What we've taken here as cases of death.
Case system.
We got the cases death, right? So now where we are given the variables outside the pipeline. See outside the data set, right? So this is the outside the data set, right? Previously, where we are given the variables hard-coded values here, right?
Variable source. Yeah.
No. Previously, before that, we given the relative URL and
Relative
we given the actual value here, right? See, this
Yeah.
is the key value. Here we given the exactly previously we have hard coded here. Instead of doing this here, we gave the complete this path, right? Now what we are given is we created a variable so that it should map to that parameter. So this is a parameter and this is the variable key value pair, right? And this where you use it again. Close this. So here we use it. This is the default value which we use. Okay. You're right. Understanding? Sure. Any
Like
doubts here?
so as a value we are giving that a URL, right? Default
Yes,
value
yes.
as a value.
Yes, this is the value here for the. So this is the variable name and this is the value. Again, this is the key value pair.
So
First,
again, it is a key value pair.
yes. This is the parameter. See, first we created a parameter.
Parameter, yes.
See, first we
Relative
created
URL.
relative URL. This is the parameter which we created, and on top of that one we mapped this variable.
Okay.
So if I go, this is on a pipeline level. See, what we need to do is, if you click on this, once you click on this, you will get the variable here. Here we give the value,
Okay.
right?
So in the target file name, cases dot deaths dot csv, right? It can't be given a new name.
Yes,
Or
you can give the new name. Yeah,
okay.
here, right? You want the
Yes.
new death cases, right? Here is
Okay.
suppose
Yeah. Okay.
this one, right? You want to have
Yes.
this one loaded, right? Again,
Yeah.
okay. Let's publish. We can do more automation, but I'm just going to one by one. Okay.
Okay. No problem.
So now what we have done is first we use the hard-coded relative URLs. First instance,
Okay.
we created the two data sets.
Okay.
And after that, what we have done, we have created the parameters, and the parameters we pass the values in the data sets. Now we
So without
map.
giving any parameters, we can't change any variables, right?
No, we need to have the right. We need to have the parameters, right? We need to have the parameters and the values.
Can't we directly execute directly the variables without giving parameters?
No. We need to have the
No.
parameter here, right? Here you need to
No.
have the parameters.
So as a part of automation, I'm just asking. Just
No. You need to have both parameters
okay.
and variables. You need to have both.
Okay.
See here, if I try to debug, let's debug so that in the target it should have new death cases, new cases deaths. That's the file name it needs to have. Started. Okay. So this, yeah, new deaths, new cases deaths. Right?
Okay. Right. Perfect.
So the size is more, so that's the reason it's not fitting.
Okay.
Okay. So now once we have done this, what we can do is we need to automate, like we need to use this in the what you call triggers. Okay. Let's see. This is the one. So add a new trigger here. So now what I want to do is I need to create a new trigger here. So this is the existing trigger which I have added here. Okay. Now I'll create a new trigger. My trigger name will be COVID data trigger is the my trigger name, and this is the schedule trigger I'll do. Now the time is 17:9:53, right?
9:53. Right.
Now I'll make it as 55. Okay, within next 6 minutes it should. And the occurrence I'll make it as every day once, means one I need to mention here. Okay, you can do anything here, minutes, hours, days. So my requirement is I want to execute every day once. Okay,
Hmm.
now execute at these times. This is not required, and start trigger at the creation. Now I just want to start as per the schedule. Means I want to start it at 9:55. Okay. Now here what we need to do, we need to add this to the pipeline, tag this to the pipeline. What I'm doing is, see, now I've created trigger. I want to tag this pipeline to the trigger, right? This is the trigger which I've created, and I'm
Okay.
tagging this to this trigger, this pipeline to the trigger. Okay. The pipeline has no parameter. Okay, let's go. This is the trigger I'm doing. Status. Okay. Okay. I need to publish the trigger. So I'm publishing the trigger. Okay. Now in the next trigger runs means like this is a scheduled runs, right? Or pipeline runs. It should trigger the manual it is there, but it should be it should give the triggered by, it should give the trigger name and it should trigger automatically. Correct?
Yeah.
So these are the scheduled triggers which have scheduled it yesterday. So it's here also you can see. So the difference you can see is trigger type is a scheduled trigger, means this is
Schedule
the
trigger.
automatically it got trigger. Pipeline runs, if you do anything manual trigger means you triggered it manually. So this is a
Hmm.
difference. And this is the pipeline name, start time and time duration, trigger by status, and the run original and the run ID. This is the unique ID which we have. Let's see. Get triggers. Try to do this one today if you have a time, so that next class when we do it, right? So we'll do the complete automation with the files. Wait for some more seconds.
So in the real time, everyone will be doing manual or automation?
No automation, right? So that's what
Only
we are
automation.
doing. See,
Okay.
see, some of the for the development purpose you will be doing the manually. Once you
Okay.
create it
To
and
make us
everything in
understand,
the
we are
production.
doing right. We are
Yeah,
doing
first
right.
see, first we are going manually step by step, step by step. But what
Okay.
happens in the real time production, right? No, once you are doing the development, first time you will be doing with the hard coded values only, pipelines while creating the first time. Once you
Hmm.
integrate with the multiple files, see, first time for the testing purpose, you will use only single file and use all the hard coded values. But once
Okay.
you do the automation, right, you will be doing all the configurations, parameter creation and everything.
Okay.
It's not yet triggered. T7, right? Awesome. Let's Did we miss anything? I'm creating it. Post pipeline parameters. Okay, just here. Gave today only. Oh, we gave 16th. So
The blue one is 17th.
no. We gave 16th. Yes, the start date. Seventeenth, right today. Hello.
Yeah, yeah. But
We
there is a difference in selecting, right? There is a blue color in it. We thought it was selected as 17 only.
no. I see here. Today is Saturday, right?
Mm.
Let's see input trigger or not. We are selecting 70, 16. I will see. I did this one. I will make it as 3. It got published. Let's wait.
There is execution time, scheduled execution time 10:3.
Yes, schedule execution time. Let's see if it is executed. Yeah, it got triggered. 10 3. This is the triggered by. See, this is the trigger which we created, right?
Yeah.
Coded it. In here, it should be, this should change. 952 should be changed. Or we give them, yeah,
10-3.
10-3.
Yeah,
Correct? So the
exactly.
schedule trigger is working here. Here we given the values here, but in the next class, what we'll do here, instead of giving it here, we'll give it in the top of the pipeline level. Here we can give it, and from there, and while running the pipeline, we can use the triggers. This one.
So,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Tell me.
so on the top of the pipeline, what will make the difference?
On the top of the pipeline,
What will be the difference?
see, on the top of the pipeline, see, this one, this way you'll have it. You can give the values here.
Okay.
Here you can pass the value, and this source URL will be tagged here in the, not here. Means while trying to execute, you'll get it here. There.
After execution, it will get it here.
No, no, no. See, while executing, it's asked you. Oh, sorry. Trigger now means, oh, when you give here, what happens is in the parameters, while trying to execute, it prompts you to ask you to enter that those two pipelines values here. See, parameters that we need to give the values here, and this URL needs to be tagged again in the inside. That we'll see. Don't get confused. We'll see. I'll tell you. I'll let you here. So this one here, see. Okay, let me show it here only. Let's close this. So here I'm giving as a pipeline on the pipeline level, and here in the thing, I'll delete this one. I'll give as a target file name, right? So we are good, right, till here? Did you understand? Hello?
On the top of the pipeline, we are giving, right?
Yes, yes, that's what
So
I'm
it
saying.
will, it will prompt us to ask you the,
Yes.
yes. Okay. So, till now I got it.
Okay, now let's, so this one I'll give as a new file name here. Will use this as a this one. Okay, trigger run, and this one I'll give as a testing target file
Distance.
file.
Okay.
Okay, click OK, publish. Okay, now publishing the changes, deploying these changes. So now if I trigger now, yeah, okay. I didn't give the values. Why? Because I previously provided the default values. There also you can provide, and also in the runtime here also you can provide here. Means at the pipeline level we are making the changes, right? See, in the pipeline level you can just give the source URL. Like if there are 100 files, we will be giving the source URLs like this, all these files. But in the next classes, what we'll do, if there are 10 files also, we'll get it from the JSON file, and we'll use this as a dynamically instead of our passing our manually here. Okay.
So manually we giving will do as a automatic.
Yes. Yes. I think this it got didn't take. Okay. We'll just see this in the next class. Okay. So just practice
Oh,
till here, Kishore. We'll just finish
yeah,
in the
sure,
next class.
sure.
Okay then.
Okay, chal.
I'll stop recording and